Coach, how'd the scrimmage go on Saturday? I assume there's some good things and some things you want to work on.
Yeah, just like any scrimmage, there was good, there was bad, there was things that I thought were not that good, but then you watch film and maybe they're a little bit better. So it was a great test, and we have stuff to work on, and that's what we've been working on the last couple days in practice, and now we'll start into prep for Friday. And then we've been working on some Florida State stuff throughout the last couple months, actually. So getting kind of a head start on that. So one day at a time, but learned a lot from Saturday.
How do you approach the exhibition with a more veteran squad?
We're approaching it like a normal game, just to get everyone into our normal routine of 2-day prep, normal film. Everything's just normal preparation for Lewis that it would be for Florida State.
Tough news about Letty. What does that mean to you guys in that position moving forward?
Yeah, it was tough. You hate to see any kid go down, and she had such a good summer. It was, literally one of the last couple days of summer workouts, and you just feel for such a hard worker, had really made progress. We were counting on her big time for this year, but it's part of sport, and you got to next man up, and people have to step up. KB will have to play more of her original position of 5. Bryn will play some 5, and she's capable of doing that. And we got a little bit more depth at the 4 with Shay, and Barry's able to play 3 on the 4. So the only thing is you want that true size and a little bit of a college experience that she would have helped us with against some of the big bigs in our league. But we'll have to come up with some different things defensively and figure it out. Katie played the 5 the majority of her time. She did my first year, so we'll figure it out.
This is a good time that Bryn has really kind of gotten back to form. How much does that help you guys in trying to find that replacement?
Yeah, it's critical. It's absolutely huge for us. We needed her last year, and she had some really good games, and then like I said, she just wasn't 100%. So she's playing really well right now, with a lot of confidence, and she does so many of the little things right for us, and it's just so solid on both ends of the floor that she's really kind of that X factor. Her and I've always said Dell's been our X factor, but I think Bryn's going to really be that this year.
I know injuries were obviously a factor last season, but sort of back-to-back seasons with high expectations for the program. Do you feel like maybe the team's more able to handle those expectations this year, knowing kind of what it was like last year too as well?
I hope so, right? That's part of building a program, and kind of last year I don't know if we handled it that well early on. We lost some really tight games, and then really found our groove late. So hopefully now we can reflect on some of those lessons. You still got to show up, and you still got to play the game, and we're playing really good teams in non-conference and obviously in the Big Ten. So I say it all the time, there's a lot of teams in our league. You can play really well and still lose. So we have got to up our consistency level. Our defensive intensity has to be a lead all the time. And hopefully we just put a lot of the lessons that we learned that we actually put into play at the end of last year where we won those games. We got to do that right from the beginning this year.
I feel like I asked you this at Rosemont, but does a bad practice get amplified when you have Florida State as the opener, and in a sense, and just because I feel like the last 2 years you've been able to get your feet wet before you play a big time game like that?
Yeah, and I told you it does. It does. I mean, especially with a veteran team, I think I can, they know, so I can get on them a little bit more and be a little harder on them early because they understand the standards. They understand the expectations. They understand when I say, hey, we got Florida State, a top 20 team, the first game and not someone else. Where maybe if we're younger, you may not want to do that. So yeah, it's big, and we have to be locked in practice. And there's been, for the majority, our practices have been really good, but we've had some days where, I'll remind them of that, and they've responded is the main thing.
What's had kind of a long message about her road to be put on this watch list in a few years. What's it mean for you to see her kind of work through that and step into this life?
You love to see that. You love to see that for your players. You love to see growth. I think that's the biggest thing, and I always love it because it's not like she was this highly ranked kid in the portal. Like, we knew what she could do, and she came here and she believed in us. We believed in her. She worked her butt off. She followed the plan. And in our system, she's thrived. So all credit to her, but I love seeing those type of stories. We're a program that, I don't care if you're a McDonald's All-American, if you're someone that maybe didn't play that much, and transfer in here. If you fit what we do and you believe in what we do, we're all going to work together to make you the best version of yourself. So to see a story like the Genesis, it's awesome. And I'm so happy for her, and I want her to have the absolute best senior year, super senior year that she can possibly have.
What's it meant, though, to have these players mesh together, the senior class mesh together, two transfers coming in, or a transfer coming in, someone, that you transferred in from, just the transfers coming in and then the holdovers. What's kind of led to that being able to mesh together like they have?
I think just that experience of that senior group have been able to really take the transfers in kind of under their wings and be like, hey, this is, in the good and the bad, hey, this is how we do stuff, this is what expectations are, this is how we do stuff here, at Illinois. And I think that their leadership, their experience, their maturity has really been able to get them to transition smoothly and quickly. It's not like you have, new guys trying to lead, new guys. It's you got some old veteran players that have been in the system, understand what we want, and that's really helped those guys out.
This senior class, you just spoken about them, how special they are to you. What's it kind of meant to see them grow over the last 3 years and be together? Because that's sort of a unique circumstance in any level of college basketball.
It really is, and like I said, and it's probably sounds cliche, but I mean, this is why you coach. It's why you do what you do. I have unbelievable relationships with all those guys. I trust them. I believe that they trust me, and when you have that, now you can get somewhere, right? I'm going to coach them hard. I'm gonna love them up. I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to be there. But I know what they're capable of doing, and I want them. For those 5, I want them to have the best year that they can possibly have. And I tell them every day, I'm going to continue to push them and challenge them because I want to see them succeed. I want them to have, because they deserve it. They deserve it for so many reasons. And like I said, I love that group to death. And really, they've put this program, that core group has put this program back on the map and made this program relevant again.
What has it meant, or what maybe has each of them been able to do that they've meshed well together, those seniors, and coming in, a couple holdovers from the previous coaching staff?
I think number one, just now they understand each other, and I think early on you have just so many personalities. You have people coming in then you have a couple people that here with the old staff, and it's sometimes there's some, I don't want to say friction, but it's just now there's an understanding of, hey, we all want the same thing. We all want to have success, to win as much as possible, and we need each other to do that. So they're all each other's biggest cheerleaders, and they want to see each other succeed. And when you have a team like that's that connected and together, then you can do some really special things. And I think early on, just people are trying to find their way, and what's my role, what's this. Now they know it. It's completely clear. They've known that the last year and a half. So I think that's just been a huge help.
What are
Specifically, what newcomers kind of stood out to you on Saturday and showed you that they're going to be able to help the team this year?
Yeah, I think they all kind of did some things. I've talked a lot about Barry and her. She's going to come in here and make an impact. And Jasmine really had a great day on Saturday. Really sparked us coming off the bench and scored, defended. Just was great energy. So those two in particular, I think are really going to be key for us this year.
What are the expectations for Barry day one? I mean, just game one, day one, just knowing she's a freshman, but
Yeah.
I feel like you have higher expectations for her than a normal freshman.
I do, but I have to also remind myself sometimes she is a freshman, and sometimes in practice I forget she is, because she is she's beyond kind of her years, but she's still a freshman. She still has some moments that she looks like a freshman too, but for the majority she doesn't. So I have high expectations for her. I think she can make a huge impact on us, but I'm not going to ever put any additional pressure on her. The good thing about her is we don't need her to come in and score 15 and get 10 rebounds. We have a very veteran group. So this is a great situation for her to be able to learn, get a lot of experience this year. And then next year, now you're going to have to probably score maybe 20, not 15. But, she's just a great kid that works her butt off, and high IQ, understands the game. And when you have those type of kids, they're going to find a way to make an impact in the game. And that's her.
So Gretchen's one of those younger returners coming back, and I know you've said you didn't see her as a freshman last year, but how do you really see her stepping up and helping out the newcomers this year?
Gretchen right now is, I love where she's at. Like, she's playing at an elite level. She's just moving well. She looks like she did in high school. Like, she just has a lot of confidence. You know, last year, like I was just saying, she was a freshman, and freshman it's just a hard year. You just don't know what you don't know. Every day you're kind of like, what's going to happen? And I think she's at just a little bit more at ease and calm, and just knows what she can do, knows what she's capable of. So every day in practice, she's just looking like the player that we all knew she could be when we recruited her. She's scoring at all 3 levels, attacking the rim and scoring around the rim at a high level. And shooting the ball well. I mean, she's an elite shooter, but just didn't really shoot it that well last year. So, again, I'm super excited about Gretch.
We was hearing about Kimmy Boston wanting to stretch the floor a little bit more, and has she taken that step? Where she can, take those mid-range jumpers?
I said it last night in our radio show. I mean, her 15-foot jump shot right now is like a layup for her. I mean, she's hitting it on a high clip. Last year, from the previous year to last season, she went 0 to 41% from 3. I mean, you just don't see those jumps. That's a huge, huge jump. Didn't even take a 3 the previous year. Now she's hitting 41%. So, she continues to improve, and we're gonna now. Okay, we're a little bit smaller. Well, can we pull her out? Can we, make her make some of those shots? Now the bigger kids at a Gardner are going to have to pull out a little bit from the rim. It's going to open up the rim, get the rim protector out, and then also kind of take advantage of maybe her size disadvantage and make that our advantage.
New